Good morning. Is there well, I'm sure there are more beautiful places in the world. Lots of them. But this is such a lovely, lovely little spot. Some weekend mornings, not in the winter, it's awesome to come down to the river here and have my coffee. How great is this cup, by the way? It was a gift. And just listen to the birds wake up the world. It's quite remarkable. I had this last week off. I have holidays I need to take, and I didn't go anywhere. I wanted to have what they call a staycation because there was just a lot of things around the house that I wanted to do, and I figured this was the perfect opportunity to do them and just kind of do a reset. So it was a great time to just get some projects done. And I got almost everything done. There's only one thing that needs doing still. But I got the big stuff done. I wanted to get my taxes in, and I got those all sorted. And so that was a big one. I wanted to clean the shed out a little bit. It's still a bit crowded in there because I have some of Keaton's things in there. When he skirts under his trailer properly, he will get, he'll take those things and stick them under his trailer. He's going to do a little storage area under the gooseneck like I have. I replaced the patch on the floor of my tub. If you're an OG viewer, you know that RV tub that was installed in my house was faulty. It just cracked, lots of tiny little cracks, and I was getting water in between the two layers. So if you're not familiar with RV tubs, at least the way they used to be, I'm not sure how they are now, but they usually have a flexible like top layer and then a hard PVC bottom layer sort of that comes up a few inches up the sides that's rigid. That's to give them a little flexibility when you're traveling. Anyways, the hard underlayer was sound, thank goodness, but the top one was cracking, so I was getting water in between the layers. Anyways, so I patched that with the intention of the next summer replacing it, and I haven't done that yet. And there's a reason I haven't done that yet, because it's just not a priority for my budget right now, and I am sourcing out what I want to do, still thinking about what I want to do. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a like a soaker style, Japanese style soaker tub in there. I think there's enough room for that. That will allow me to actually soak. I'll be sort of in a sitting position, but at least I'll be soaking, because the tub now is very shallow. Either that or a shower stall. But I would really like the opportunity to soak. And I can shower in that soaker tub. I haven't decided. See, that's why I haven't done it yet. So it needed repatching because one of the pieces was sort of pulling up. So I was able to do that. That was not a big job, but it was just one that was weighing on my mind. And then I cleaned out my fridge and freezer. The only thing I haven't done yet is pull at the fridge to vacuum the coils at the back. So that's a today job. But otherwise, there was a few other things that I wanted to do, and otherwise I got them all done. Oh. Fish, I think. Something splashed. Anyways, so it's been a really nice, relaxing week. And I really enjoyed not having anywhere to go, to be honest with you, and just puttering. I think that's the best way of doing it. I just puttered. And I baked a banana bread. I made some little vegan egg bites to have for breakfasts. I just did a bunch of little things. And it's been really, really nice. Oh, one of the things I did, and I'll show you this on my way back, was I sorted out a little garden area. Because in the past, every time I have bought a tomato plant or anything like that, the deer have eaten it. And those little buggers, I love them. They're adorable. The deer here are so cute. But I don't want to be growing a salad bar for the deer. So I sorted out, I cordoned off an area of my space with a little fence. And I bought a greenhouse. It's a great little design because it folds up. You know, like you see a lot of those like window screens, like sunshades that you can sort of bend and fold up, and they just become this little round circle. I hope that makes sense. I'll link the one I bought down below. But so it does when you're not using it. But in the meantime, I was able to put my plants in there until I got my fence sorted out. And I'm leaving it up because it'll provide shade to some of the plants that need a bit more shade, because that is a really sunny spot, which will be great for the plants that want the sun. And it's cordoned off so the deer can't get at it. So hopefully this year I get some veggies, which will be really nice, because everything's so expensive, and I'm not growing all my own food or anything like that, but it's really nice. It feels good to grow something that I can enjoy and eat. So yeah, I was able to plant that and just have, well, you guys know, I love to have quiet mornings. I was able to have quiet days, and I really enjoyed that. Could not sleep in. The latest I was able to sleep in was 6:45, but if that's what my body wants, I'm just listening to what my body wants. So anyways, that's what I did this week. Nothing very exciting, but all very satisfying, I think is a great word. And I was able to do some of the things that I really wanted to do. So it's not fancy. And those of you that are gardeners out there, you're going to be going, Adelina, why are you so proud of that? But I'm a beginner, and I'm not much of a gardener. I do really well with indoor plants. I've never, ever been able to succeed growing outdoor vegetables. And so this is a big step for me. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it works. And that right there is why look, there's two of them. There's usually three. We'll see if the third one is out today. That's why we need to protect the plants. Because these little buggers, as cute as they are always coming around to test. I love them, but oh my gosh. So what I did was, and I'm whispering because my neighbor is Keaton helped me dig in this post, and it's just a leftover from the fencing that the landlord built. And so I was able to then attach this expandable lattice with this little mesh behind it to keep the deer from poking their heads through, to protect it. And it fits perfectly between the post over there and the side. I still got to attach it a little bit more formally because I'm just using zip ties for now because I wanted to get it up. But this just moves back, and I'm going to make this not drag on the ground. And then this is the greenhouse that I bought. And it's really cool. Like I say, it folds down into just a big circle. And it's got two windows and this rolls down, but it stays up with Velcro. And then this rolls down in zippers all the way around. And so until I built this fence, I was able to keep the plants in there. And right now I've got some spring onions, the tomato plant. These are little sweet peppers, because I use a lot of peppers. And then I have lettuce, leaf lettuce there. And apparently the lettuce needs shade. Can't be out in the sun all day. So I'm going to leave the lettuce in here. And then I can still plant other things in here. Maybe that like sun and maybe a little shade, not 100% full sun. But I've got room here. And I've still got room to walk beside, behind here. And is able to, this is really janky, so I'm going to make this better, but I was able to put just some leftover lattice pieces, cheapy lattice pieces that were falling apart there, just to keep the deer from coming in this way, because I could so see them doing that. But and it just tucks in beside the green man's face. That is how it looks. Really happy about that. That is what I have been up to this last week. On the days it wasn't raining or wet from having rained overnight, I sat out here and had my morning coffee. And just listened to the birds. Did my journaling out here. Read my book. Almost done my last in this series, The Stoic Virtues, and then I've got a really, really good book that I want to start next. It's ready to go, that I think I'm going to tell you about because I think it's really interesting. I was talking to my sister-in-law, and she asked me what I'd been up to and how life was going. And I told her, I live a quiet, boring life. And that is by design. Oh, the hummingbird is at the feeder. I wish I could have birdseed out, but I have been convinced that birdseed will just attract the rats. So, can't have birdseed. As I was saying, by design, I live a very quiet life, which some would think is boring, but I don't at all find boring. I just find interest in the things around me. And, I have lots of things that I'm interested in and things I like to do, but none of them are big things. And I think we've been sort of sold, because of social media, this message that we all need to be doing super exciting, big things all the time. And here's the thing. Your life is already a big thing. What you're doing is already a big thing. The relationships you have with your family, with your kids, with your friends, with your community, those are already big things, because they're the things that matter. Sure, it's nice to travel, and I hope to do that one day. There's a couple of places I really want to visit. I have traveled in the past, and I intend to do more in the future, but, and it's fun to do exciting things and go out for exciting meals and such. But none of that is required. And we don't need to feel less than because we're not doing big things in the eyes of the culture that we live in now. The small things are big things. And the small things are the most satisfying things. But I would venture to guess that the majority of you also live smaller, quieter, quote-unquote boring lives that are still very rich and filled with a lot of wonderful small things that bring you great joy, and that you bring a lot of joy to the people that you spend time with and focus on. So let's normalize that. Let's normalize sitting on our front stoop, drinking our coffee, and having a quiet day. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. And I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Remember, in a world where you can be anything, be kind, including to yourself. I love you, and I'll see you next time.